Yo, what's up guys? It's Viral here, coming to you with another PvP video, and it's going to be a warrior guide, as suggested in my last video because I was running out of ideas. But you guys came up with a lot of helpful suggestions, and I'm going to reply to each and every single one. Don't worry about that. I just can't do it all at once. So starting with the warrior guide, and what I'm going to throw at you today is a Paralord, Paragon warlord hybrid. Now, just real quick before we start, I want to throw credit out to Naked Stone at Gravebriar. He's the one who gave me this build and macros and such. So, yeah, so if you want to thank him for the build, go ahead and do that. So, yeah, let's just get started. I'll give you the build right here. The point spread is 51 Paragon, 25 Warlord, and I'm not going to go over each ability. You can look over it on your own time. It's fairly simple. I'll explain the abilities going over how it works later. But your subsoul will be Tempest, mainly because you want the Shock Pulse and Enhanced Conductivity. Now, what I will go over is why this build works the way it does. It has good burst due to Thick Battle, what this does, and survivability, I should say, reducing incoming range damage by 15% and increasing damage done to nearby enemies by 12%. Can be used after Piercing Thrust, Wave of Steel, or any attack that may follow a block, and you will be able to block because you have Combat Veteran, and you will be using Backhand, which is used after blocks. Okay, simple, right? Let's see. As long as the survivability that I was talking about, the burst. The burst comes from the Piercing Thrust, Thick Battle, combined with the other bursting abilities. Shifting Blades, Death Touch, Tranquility, all that crap. But as survivability goes, you'll get in the 50% reduction from range damage, combined with the 20% reduction from range damage from Tranquility, so it's a total of 35%. You also have no permission to die. You also have Brothers in Arms, so 50% of damage done to a single ally is redirected to the warrior, and throw in a guard from your PA, so think about that. That's awesome. You also get in the snare, you get quick of death, you get the postures. It's really good build, so I suggest you guys try this out. Yeah, that's the build. That's how the build goes. Okay, so my throat's a little dry here. Pollen, allergies, all that crap. So let's go over the macros for this build. So this is going to be your main builder macro. Pull up the abilities bar. So I put Eye of the Storm in here for the sake of the video, and these will go in the description just so you know. But you can, as Eye of the Storm goes, you can either keep it in here or take it out. It really doesn't make that much of a difference, but I take it out because I like to micromanage stuff. I like keeping it separate, and I feel like sometimes it'll cast it when I don't need it, and it's just a waste of 6 power. So it's really up to you. It's not going to make that big of a difference. So let's see. Eye of the Storm, so that's the first ability. It's just a snare. That's the first one in the train of abilities. So, and then you have Piercing Thrust, which is the reason you have that first is you want to get up Thick Battle, as I went over before. And this Piercing Thrust can only be used within 6 seconds of a charged, teleport, summon, pull, or finisher. Now get this, you're going to be charging into an enemy anyway, so you'll be getting a Piercing Thrust right off the bat. So you don't need to worry about that. You also have a pull, which is Sergeant's Order, so you can either use that to get your Piercing Thrust off, or you can use a finisher. You don't have to get it right off away. So if your charge is down and you can't pull and you just switch onto the target, don't worry about it. It will come up because you will be casting a finisher anyway. So don't really worry about that. Final Blessing is your next ability, which let me go over it. It's in Paragon. Sorry. Final Blessing, follow-up attack. Follow-up attack. If you guys don't know what that means, what it means is it can only be used after an attack. Okay, simple as that. Really simple. It can only be used after an attack. What this is, it can only be used when they're under 30%. So this will be negated from the line if they're above 30%. But if they aren't, it'll be using this over Rising Waterfall. So you just keep that in a line. That's kind of cool. So, which is the next one I was gonna say, Rising Waterfall, which it'll do that if they're above 30%. If they're below, it'll do Final Blessing. And then you have Reaping Harvest in there, which is your finisher, okay? So it'll cast Reaping Harvest when you have that off. So that's basically your finisher. You have that after, and it'll cast that after that. A Quick Death. Let's see if I go... Oh, sorry, that's a Warlord. What this does is it deals a certain amount of damage, physical damage, if they're below 30%. So if they're below 30% health, this can now be your combo point generator, and that'll be tied together with Final Blessing. So you'll be doing a lot of damage there. And then finally, Setting Moon. Setting Moon, in addition to increasing the damage of follow-up attacks by 25% for 20 seconds, it does additional damage. So that'll be casting off as well, so you can increase the damage of your follow-up attacks. All right. Now, this is your second macro. And this third's really getting me. All right. Kind of the same build. It has Eye of the Storm, Final Blessing, Rising Waterfall, already went over that, Setting Moon. Okay, Shock Pulse. So this is your range, basically. This will be for your range attacks, so you'll be using this for that. And Backhand. So, sorry, Warlord. So Backhand. So you'll be mainly using this macro, this third macro, for when they're not in range or when you want to get your backhand off. Okay. Or the Setting Moon and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Use this when the backhand pops up, and you can pop that off. All right. Here's your bursting macro. You're going to be using this every 15 seconds, as that is the cooldown, as I go here, for shifting blades every 15 seconds. So this will be your bursting ability. So what does, put Eye of the Storm in there. Again, you can micromanage that if you want. So what this does is it casts shifting blades. So you usually cast this only when shifting blades is down and you have 3 combo points. Okay. So I mean, if you want to get a small burst off, go ahead and do 2 combo points. It's really up to you. But let's say you're up for 3 combo points, so you cast Shifting Blades. What it will do is it'll cast Death Touch, which is a hard-hitting ability, and it'll also reduce the enemy's strength and dexterity by 80% for 8 seconds. So that'll be also doing, what is it, 75%? Yeah, 75% of the initial damage of Death Touch, Tranquility, which is an even harder-hitting ability, and then finally, Final Blessing if they're below 30%, or Rising Waterfall if they're not. So that's a lot of bursts going out every 15 seconds. Now keep that in mind. So yeah, man, this freaking throat. I need some water. Out of water, of course. Okay, but yeah, that's the build as far as it goes. All right, so that's the build. I will go over the the buffs that you should be using, and the buffs that you should be using are Turn the Blade. This should always be on, no matter what, because you get the, it's not as much of a penalty since you're 51 Paralord, or Paragon. You have that talent. Next is Way of the Wind. You want this to support, and it's a good damage booster. You get the follow-up attacks or Reap and Harvest, deal an additional air damage. Way of the Mountain. This one's really important. Always use this one. You're immune to knockbacks, and the warrior cannot take 5%, so you can't be pulled, you can't be knocked back, etc. So that's really important. It's really hard to peel off a warrior when you're like this. So use that. Then use defensive posture for the 5%. Oh yeah, I'm trying not to run around here because I was told that it makes some people sick, and I even watched one of my videos and I got sick from watching it. If I can even get over this thing, so I will stay still. Let's do this. All right, defensive posture, armor and resistance by 5%, and endurance by 10%. Enhanced conductivity for the damage, and focus body if you don't have a bard or any of that stuff with like fanfare or vigor. Yeah. So yeah. That's really the buffs. Those are all the buffs that you need, that you should be using. Yeah, I know warriors have like 20 buffs they have to put on. It's kind of annoying, but yeah. So I'll show you how the build goes right here. Let me show you the builds that you should keep separate. So, well, that you need to keep separate. Fleet of the Foot, which is your basically speed increase. Flinching Strike, which is the interrupt. Grasping the Horizon, which allows your Swift Strike, Setting Moon, Reaping Harvest, and all follow-up attacks by 20 meters, so increases the range, so you can hit them from ranged. Use this if it's on cooldown. If it's not, then just use Setting Moon macro, to use your Shock Pulse. You have your Break Free. You have no permission to die. Predictable movements, stuns for 4 seconds, so you're stunned. Flurry, again, that's an ranged ability that you can use. Don't use it if you have Grasping Horizon up, or you can use that over Shock Pulse if you want to. You had Defensive Maneuver, which is to leap backwards. Your Sergeant's Order, your Pull, Skyfall. I used to have that, but I don't have it anymore, so that doesn't matter. Sweeping Blades, that's your AoE ability, not used that much, but it's good. It's good when used in Port Cyan. You can target, if you target an NPC Okay, if you target an NPC and attack him with, well, actually, yeah, you attack him with this ability, your damage, your abilities will be doing a lot of damage. Really, that's it for keeping things separate. That's all you have to really worry about. So it's a pretty simple build, as I'm going over. It's pretty simple. All right. Yeah, it's about it. Oh, sorry, yeah, brother in arms. You want to keep that up. I have that on a macro. Over, where is it? I know it's over. It's somewhere in my bars here. Actually, no, I haven't played my warrior in a long time, and I meant to do that. I meant to replace that. That should be right there. Sorry. I haven't played this warrior in a while because I've been on my road grinding GHs. But you want to use brother of arms. Keep that on your bar. Let's see. Anything I have been, and guard. Obviously, you want to use your PA abilities. But yeah, so let me show you how the build works itself. So you have 2 charges. You can use this macro. Oh, I left out this macro. Just stupid. Right here. I will put these in the description below. Into the breach, thread the trees. So there you go. Oh, let's see. I think that's my guard macro. Yeah, that's my guard macro. So anyway, here we go. So here's how it's going to work. So you charge in, and you start spamming your main builder. Oh my god, freaking throw. And you keep spamming it, and your abilities will go away, right? And, God, sorry, my throat is killing me. I'm distracted. Oh, my K alert. Oh, because I switched servers. Because I was buying something off the auction house and it wasn't on my server. So long story. But I'm on my server, my K alerts aren't on anymore. So that's kind of annoying. But keep track over here. I was going to show you right here, and I was wondering why they weren't popping up. But just watch here, you'll see. So charge in, you spam your main builder, and as you watch, right here, Thick of Battle is up, so you go ahead and use your Shifting Blades macros, and you'll be doing a lot of bursts. Look at that. It's a lot of bursts. And keep using your spam. Just keep clicking and go through it. You're just basically spamming it. And you see Thick of Battle staying up, etc. And when Shifting Blades comes back up, just use it again. So like this. Death Touch procs, Tranquility procs. Look at that. Shit does a lot of damage. And just keep doing this. Obviously, the dummy is not going to be striking back, so I'm not going to be using this macro. But if he does strike back, you would use this, etc. And here I'll show you ranged. I am doing ranged attacks right here now. And that's when you'd use it. Or you can use Grasping the Horizon. As you can see, my abilities are now working. Even the burst macro with Shifting Blades. Bam, 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 like that. So that's how all that works, guys. You can use Flurry like this. It's all up to you, okay? That's really how the build goes as far as the gameplay. So, yeah, that's how it works. Paralord for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I suggest you try this out. It's a lot of fun. Not a lot of people play it as much, and it's a really good burst. It's kind of underrated, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you were confused, please leave a comment below. And if you like this warrior guide and want to see more warrior gameplay or builds, feel free and let me know. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. All right. See ya.